Hello there. Today let us look the SAP sales and distribution overview here. So basically SAP sales and distribution is a module in ERP system, SAP ERP system, which is used to map the entire sales cycle in SAP. So in this session we will go through these contents. First one, what is SAP sales and distribution from a business perspective. So basically the process, what is sales and what is distribution, just to understand an overview. Then we will move to SAP sales and distribution. So it's an overview of what is that mean by SAP sales and distribution. Then we will talk about the processes in SAP SD. After that we will move to sub-modules of SAP SD. Then we will see some of the sales scenarios based on SAP best practices, such as sales from stock, sales of non-stock items, cross-company sales, sales processing using third party, sales of planned services, etc. So sales and distribution from a business perspective. So what does it mean? Yeah. Sales and distribution management. So this is from a management perspective. What does it mean? So basically sales and distribution management in business is the process of managing the sales team and ensuring that products are distributed to customers efficiently and effectively. So when we are talking about coming to mapping this process, so we need to understand that these are the things which we need to consider while mapping a sales process in SAP. So sales management includes the means and methods by which a sales force, sales techniques, and sales operational strategies are built. Distribution describes the manner by which a product or products are made available to the consumer. Then there are many objectives an organization might have regarding its sales and distribution channels. However, every business under the sun is planning for the big three. They are the following. One is sales volume. One of the principal goals of sales and distribution is to increase the overall volume of products sold in order to generate net revenue for the business. Then profit contribution. Sales and product distribution strategies are also crucial to the profit margin a company enjoys. Then long-term growth. This is the last one but not least, and arguably the most important of the big three sales and distribution objectives. Capturing more market share over time, which includes building repeat business and attracting new consumers. So as you know, the revenue of a company which is obtained or gained through sales process. So when you are talking about a sales which is mapping in SAP also, it is more important because it's also deals when you say from a financial perspective, the entire income, or you can say all the revenue which gets a company is a part of the sales process. So we need to consider these things while mapping the processes in sales and distribution module. Then what are the things available in a sales process? So we need to see what are the, because it's a cycle, right? A sales process is a set of repeatable steps. So it means it's a cycle that a salesperson takes to take a prospective buyer from the early stage of awareness to a closed sale. So sales is a cycle. So typically a sales process consists of 5 to 7 steps. First one is prospecting. It means identifying a customer or there is an opportunity. Then you prepare it. So then you approach them. Then you presentation, then handling objections, then closing and follow up. So these are the things, basically the steps which normally take part of the sales process. So these are the steps or the processes which we need to map it in sales and distribution when you're talking from a SAP perspective as well. So now when it comes to distribution, so basically first one is sales. So sales will not be completed unless and until the consumer receives the product or the service. Okay, so hence the distribution also equally important to the sales. So distribution entails making a product available for purchase by dispersing it through the market. So it involves transportation, packaging and delivery. distribution is fundamental to company's sales. So sales will not be success unless and until it has a proper distribution. A distribution channel refers to the flow of business that occurs between a manufacturer and a consumer. It is the path that a transaction flows. So these terms you need to remember because these will come in uh, SD module as well. So basically distribution channel is one of the major structure, or you can say organizer structure and master data and all kind of things. So distribution channel is referring to the way it is flows. It is okay. Then there are direct and indirect channels. So basically in a direct channel, the producer works directly with the consumer. An indirect channel, on the other hand, incorporates intermediaries into the sales flow. So if it is a direct means the manufacturer who made a product, he will sell directly to the customer or consumer. Whereas when it comes to the indirect channel, then there will be agencies, distributors, resellers, those people will come in between. So that is what the direct and indirect channel refers to here. Then there are different levels of distribution. Level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3. So here in the picture you can see level 0 means is a direct one where the manufacturer and consumer only there. So there is no intermediaries. So it will be directly distributed to the consumer. When it comes to level 1, you can see there will be a distributor in between. So from the manufacturer we'll give it to distributor, and from distributor it will go to the consumer. Then level 2, we will have the reseller in between. After the distributor there will be a reseller, then it goes to the consumer. But when you are talking about a level 3, so the manufacturer, it will go to the distributor. From distributor it will go to the retailer. Then from the retailer it will go to the agent. Then agent it will go to the consumer. So levels increases. So sometimes what happens, some products which is manufactured in somewhere far from the consumer. So once it reaches to the uh, consumer somewhere far, then what happens? It goes through all these channels. But nowadays, that there is a e-commerce comes, then most of the cases the channels or the intermediaries are less. So manufacturer will give to maybe a distributor or a wholesaler who will be selling through e-commerce. So these are the things which is happening. So basically you need to remember that there is a sales process and there is a sales cycle. Then after that is a distribution, and distribution has channel, and also there is a different levels of distribution channels. So now let us look to the in SAP part. SAP sales and distribution, SAP SD. So SD is the short form which is referring to this module. So SAP sales and distribution is a core functional module in SAP ERP central component. So here SD is a core module. So basically there are people, normally we segregate between core and non-core modules. So which means these are the core business which is referring to a company. So since SD is dealing with the revenue of a company, so it's a part of the core function. So without SD, also possible to run a company in SAP only in finance, where the bookings are done, revenue bookings are done directly. But to map the sales cycle, it is an important, which is not possible without this module. And it allows organization to store and manage customer and product related data. So these are the master data, we talk about it. Then organization use this data to manage all of the sales ordering, shipping, billing, and invoicing of their goods and services. So this is what we need to understand what is SAP SD is concerned. So basically you need to remember sales ordering, shipping, billing, and invoicing of their goods and services. This is handled by SAP SD module. So if you look at this diagram, which talks about the processes in SD. Process in SD means what are the process is or the functionalities available in SD module, which you will be able to map it. Okay, so for example, first one is sales support. So sales support is we known as sales activity. Normally sales support, most of the cases people will use the CRM module, or you can say CRM systems to map it. Like for example, sometimes you identify a prospect. It means the salespeople, they see that one customer is having some kind of requirement. So he smells it or he will come to know through some channels. Then he will go and approach them. Then so once you know that there is some customer has an opportunity, then that is identified as a prospect. Then you approach them. Then you do presentations and interact with them. Then they may show interest in your product. Then that you convert into as an opportunity. Then that opportunity you take it. Then sometimes they will send you an inquiry. So that is how the sales begins or sales process begins. Then you follow up with them, interact with them. So these are the sales activity, we call it. So we record how many times you call them, what are the how many times you do the marketing, you did some kind of email campaign, some kind of road show. So all those things you will be able to record it. So that is what we call it as a sales support. So as I said, it is available in SD module. This functionality is available. But most of the time, people uses CRM module for these kind of activities. Then when it comes to sales support, then it goes to the sales. So these are the sales functions. So sales function, we have an inquiry. So when the customer send a mail or call them and ask, I need some product or some service from you, then you log as an inquiry. So it's a sales document again. So that inquiry, you like qualify it, whether what you are asking is whether it is within your product range or whether you need it or not, or whether you will be able to provide or not, so or whether that customer is just asking to get some price, whether they have already decided to go with somebody else. So this kind of insight is mostly, this is a part of the sales team's job. So they identify it and they qualify it. So based on the qualification, okay, this is okay, we will be able to do these things. So that is what normally sales activity do once based on an inquiry. This is also a sales support activities. Then they prepare a quotation. So quotation means you make an offer. Okay, this is the product and this is the price which we can offer, and these are your terms and terms of the payment and when it can be delivered. So all those kind of details you make it. Again, it is a sales document. Then you submit it to them. So once the quotation is submitted to the consumer or the customer, or we will say the customer, then the customer will go through it. Then sometimes it will come back for negotiations. Then they may ask for you the revised one. So they may say this some product is not correct. They want to change it. So this is all happened here. That is why you can see a link between sales activity and a quotation. So this is will be multiple alterations. It will go for a quotation sometimes. Sometimes it will be direct. Then once the quotation is accepted by the customer, then they will send an order confirmation. So they send you a purchase order or they will sign. Sometimes if it is a bigger inquiry, then they go for a contract. So if it is a contract, then there is again in a sales process in SAP SD, it's available a document called contract where you can create the contract and make the terms and conditions. Then that order confirmation is received. Then from the based on the contract you can for order. So if it is a product sale, then there is no contract may not be there. It's a one-time sale, so you will go for directly to creating the order. Then this order will go for the outbound delivery, which is a part of the shipping process. So we can see sales support, sales, shipping and billing. These are the major. Then under each major functions, then you have inquiry, quotation, then order. Then here what happens, here there is, you can see free of charge and free of charge delivery, free of charge subsequent deliveries are there. So this comes some cases, some products, when you submit a quotation, then customer will come back and will ask you, okay, we need to see a sample. Okay, we need to see a sample of the product. So what you need to do, you need to create an order based on the quotation, but they are not going to charge, right? They are not going to pay for that. So you cannot charge them. So this one you need to take some approval from the management. Then you will go for the free of charge delivery. So that is what it is represented here. So there is free of charge delivery, then free of charge subsequent delivery. Sometimes one sample you given, then you will ask for an alternative one, then you need to give another one. So these are the things you need to do. Then when it comes to the right hand side, you can see here returns and scheduling agreement. So here again, scheduling agreement also similar to a contract, but it is again you do the quantities, you deliver it in based on some certain agreements. So that is also another way of creating an order. Another, you can say it's an agreement, again similar to the contract. Then there is a cases of return. So sometimes you deliver it and the order is delivered, but the customer is not happy with the product. It is not what they want. So they are not, or maybe some damages in the system, in the product. Then they will returns you. So that is again, they will call you, they will tell you, then again you need to create a return order. Then it will go for the inbound delivery and receiving the product back, and those kind of uh, scenarios are there, or kind of processes are there. So once the order is created, then it will go for the outbound delivery. So here the outbound delivery will be, we call it as a post goods issue. Then it will go for the shipment. For example, the consumer is far, then you need to have a transporting agent to be involved in here. Then there is the transportation document. Sometimes if it is an export, then you need to have the different other things like letter of credit, and you need to have a shipping documents. So then packing list. So a lot of things are there which is related to the shipment. As a shipment, it's a function, but again, it's not entirely sits in SD. It's again sits in separate module as a shipment is there. Then it comes to, once the outbound delivery is done, the goods issues is there, the goods is gone, goods is delivered, then you can do the invoicing. So invoicing means you send the bill, then the customer will pay. Some cases customer may have paid in advance, so it depends on your payment terms. So then the invoicing will be created in the system. That is a part of the billing. So here the billing has another two components, which is one is credit memo and one is debit memo. So it's again depends on the scenario. Sometimes if the item is returned, right? So if it is returned to you, then you need to issue a credit memo to the customer saying that, okay, this much amount will be returned, or you can use this for some other purchase, or whatever the terms and conditions is. Then sometimes there will be you will have a vendor involved, then you issue a debit memo to them, and then you will not pay to the vendor. So these kind of scenarios also involved. It's part of the billing. Then all these processes, the invoice, credit memo, debit memo, which all generates some kind of accounting document. That is the reason it is, you have seen it's integrating with financial accounting, or we can say FICO module. It will be integrated with it. So it generates the the accounting document, and that will be integrated with the FICO. Here again, you can see these processes, basically the sales processor, or you can say the shipping processes. Sales and shipping is integrated with materials management. As you know, after the order, you have outbound delivery, then you need to shipment, then you need to send. So your stock is reducing, so it is again hitting the material management module. Similarly, for example, you have a return order you created, and after the return, the items are coming into stock, then again it's hitting the material management module. So here there is a tight integration with the material management. Similarly, there is a functionality sales information system. So all these informations, whatever you are seeing here, sales support, sales, shipping, and billing, all those things are available in sales information system, where you have a lot of SAP standard reports, so which you will be able to activate it and use it to know the analysis for the analysis. Let us go to the next session. So now we are talking about the sub-module of SD. So anyway, I'm not going to explain everything in detail. So we will have it in separate sessions. So we'll go through one by sessions where we can explain. So basically, what you are seeing the list here, these are the sub-modules of SD. The first one is basic functions and master data in SD processing. So there are some basic functions which you need to configure it, and also master data like product master, or you can say material master is there. Then again, material hierarchy will be there. Then product hierarchy, we call it. All those things comes as a master data, and also you have a customer master, that is also part of the SD. Then there are some basic functions which we need to create it or configure it before to use it, like organizational structures. You need to create a sales organization, what is a distribution channel, different division, sales office, these kind of organizational structure, those are the basic functions, which also comes as a submodule of SD. Now when it goes to the next submodule is sales, these are the things which we know. It is inquiry, a quotation, sales order, or contract, scheduling agreement, return order, free of delivery order. So all those things belongs to sales. Then we have the next submodule, which is shipping, where you have outbound delivery. Then also it is interact with the shipment. All those things are part of shipping submodule. Then we have billing submodule. So in the billing, we have to create the invoice or debit memo or credit memo. All those things comes under falls under the billing. Sometimes you may have down payment also scenario where the project billing and all those things. So there is different scenarios available in billing as well. Then again, we have the pricing and conditions. This is also another submodule where you have different type of pricings and conditions we need to set up for product. Such as one product you will may have combination for quantity discount, or you may have combination for the customers. Based on certain customer you offer a separate pricing, then you will have a combination of this material with other material, then you have a separate pricing. So there is a lot of conditions which you can mention for the pricing as well. So this is again a submodule, and also details are there. Then we have the sales support, or normally we call it computer aided selling or CAS. Here you, as I said in the previous slide, where we are talking about the interactions with the customer, all kind of interactions, telephone calls, marketing activity, marketing campaigns, or you are identifying a prospect, all those kind of activity which comes under sales support. That is also a submodule. Then we have another submodule called credit and risk management. So this is again integrate with finance. For example, see certain, when you have onboard certain customer, then that customer you define a certain credit limit. Say suppose you have a credit customer, say company ABC, you tell them that you will give them $10,000, that is your limit. So you can sell product until 10,000 reaches. So if there is an order created more than the $10,000, then you will not be able to release it. So here again, sales order release functionality comes, where a credit block will happen. So credit check will be there. So unless and until credit block is removed, it means it may higher authority, you need to approve it. So if it is not removed, then you will not be able to print the sales order or send the sales order with the customer. So that kind of control is available. So that is like we call it as a credit and risk management. Then we have the next submodule, which is scheduling agreement for component suppliers. So for example, you will have you are a product selling say spare parts. Then instead of every time going for creating one order for small screws, those kind of items, what we will have, they will come to an agreement with the customer. Then they will sign a contract with you. So it's a kind of contract and scheduling agreement. You specify the quantity and you mention that this many quantities will be in so and so period will be delivered, like that you agree with them. Then when the times comes, then you create outbound delivery order and outbound delivery and you send it to them. So here again you don't need to get again a confirmation sum, because you agree in the beginning. So these kind of things are there. That is scheduling agreement. Then we have a submodule called returns and repairing processing. So this one will comes part of the customer service actually. So here sometimes what happens, one is the returns, which is, as I said, it will be a damage, then the customer is returning it. So it will come back. So maybe you need to give a product, or you need to give a credit memo saying that okay, this amount will be returned. But there is another scenario comes. For example, you delivered a product. Suppose you delivered a pump. Then that pump also it's part of the maintenance it's under you. Then you say you will have a warranty. So it's a 2-year warranty. So after 1 year it got some kind of repairing. So then you can return it into your workshop and do the repairing and send it back again. So this kind of process normally it covers in CS, but again there is an SD part also involved in it. Then again we talk about the shipment. So transportation is the part of shipment. So the where you will you need to have the shipment type, and then you engage with some kind of transportation agent. So these kind of things will come. But again, it is directly not in SD. It is a part of logistic execution. But again, there is a tight integration with that one. So LLT, there is certain part sits in SD. Then we have foreign trade, and you know, the custom clearance, then these kind of things will come where you will have a foreign trade where so you are selling to outside your country, so there is a lot of legal requirement will come, so you need to handle that one. So again, this is will be there with the letter of credit, the payment terms, then the shipment, then you need to have a certificate of origin, so lot of things comes. So that handles in foreign trade. Again, it's not 100% in SD. There is a foreign trade, there is a separate modules again available, but there is some part is sits in SD. Then we have an availability check and requirement, so which is known as ATP, or you can say available to promise. So what happened whenever you create an order for a product, so system will check whether it is available in your stock, uh, then whether you will be able to, when you can be delivered it. Again, ATP check has a lot of component or one consideration under it. Suppose some product you are a manufacturer, then you are manufacturing this. So you will have a manufacturing schedule and you will have a manufacturing time to that product. So once the order creates, system will propose you the date based on these details when you will be able to sell it, or you will be able to send it to the consumer or customer. Similarly, if you are a reseller, then it will check what is the procurement time or lead time required to receive that item. Based on that one, system will show you what is availability and all those things. And again, it will check from your stock. Maybe you ordered 10 pieces and you have only 5, so system will show you 5, you can deliver it tomorrow, whereas the another 5 it will take another 1 month. So these kind of things is happening in the availability check. Then we have reports and analysis. So it's part of sales information system, as well as some standard report is available. This will give you the details and for the analysis, sales analysis, list of customers, list of orders pending, so many reports are available. Then we have output determination, which is talking about the printouts, or you can say the PDF of, because nowadays directly sending the orders to the customer by mail or through the portal and all those things. Again, still the output has to come. So there are document which is considered or we can say external documents, which is you need to share it with your outside partners, like who is your shipped party and who is your sold party and all those things. So that is how this is determined. So that is again for that output determination, there will be the way you need to have the different forms created, then how do you assign that one, and there is a for determination how the output will be determined, then how many times you can print it, and there are many things are there. So those are falls under as a submodule which is called as output determination. Then we have like a payment card processing, again different payment methods and all those things are there. Then we have electronic data interchange or IDOC interface. Basically, if you have a portal, sales portal where customer portal is available, where customers interacts with you, then you need to exchange your data between that portal and to your SD module. Then you need to have an EDI. So this is also comes under the submodule. This is mostly on technical side, but still you need to set up certain details to it. Then only you will be able to interact it. So now we have different scenarios which we need to talk. Sales from stock, sales of non-stock items, cross-company sales, sales processing using third party, sales of brand services, etc. So what we will do, we will discuss these in detail in the next video. So since we will not to take a lot of time from you, so we will just conclude this video here. Then we will go through these details in our next video. So please stay tuned with us. So thank you for watching this video. So please view our next video where I will go through the scenarios where you will get best practices and how these processes are mapped, what are the different roles available, how is interacted and all those things. So please also subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.